If you're looking to bulk or cut, the beginning step is the same. That is to find your maintenance calories, which is the amount of calories that your body needs to maintain its weight steadily. You can do this through two different ways. The easiest method of finding your maintenance calories would be to use a calculator online. This factors in your age, weight, activity level, and gender to estimate where you would be maintenance-wise. The more long-winded approach might yield a little bit more accurate results. This approach involves you logging your food and logging your weight over around a 2-week period. And if you're gaining weight, you will dial it back. If you're losing weight, you'll bring it up. And if you're maintaining, then you found your maintenance. When thinking of maintenance calories, you want to think of the broader picture. So rather than focusing on gaining or losing a pound in a day, oh, this might not be my maintenance, you want to look at a 1 to 2 week period. If you've lost or gained no more than 3 pounds, I would consider that a safe estimate of your maintenance, and you can move forward. Cutting. So once you've determined your maintenance calories, the rest of the process becomes very easy, barring metabolic disorders. So if you have thyroid disorders, PCOS, diabetes, etc., this can be a little bit more complicated. You might want to approach a nutritionist and get guidelines from them. Otherwise, cutting can be simplified into 4-letter acronym, CICO. Calories in, calories out. So to lose weight, you simply need to burn more calories than you take in. Since we've already found our maintenance, what we want to do is decrease the calories in by around 10%. Any more, you tend to have a lot more muscle wasting. When you think of muscle, you want to think of metabolism. Muscle burns a lot more calories than fat, and we want to keep as much as we can on our body. So yeah, around 10% decrease of maintenance, no more. And we should try to aim for around 1/4 pound to 1/2 pound of body weight per week. If you're a little bit slower, that's totally fine. A little bit over, that's totally fine. But we're aiming for that area. As far as macros go, you want to have around 1 gram of protein per body weight. This will help reduce muscle wasting. Fat, you want to be 25 to 35%. Fat is not a problem. That is helpful for hormones. The rest of the calories will come from carbs. So I'll put on an example of what that might look like. So lastly, we have bulking. This approach is very similar to cutting. We're just inverting that. So we are trying to have a 10% surplus in calories rather than deficit. So every few weeks, you want to weigh yourself, see if you're gaining weight. If you're finding yourself stagnate weight-wise, you want to increase by a further 10%, maybe even 5% if you want to be a little bit more restrictive. Any more, and you might add a little bit more body fat than you are hoping for. So moderation is key when thinking of cutting and bulking. Macronutrients are much the same as cutting in terms of ratios. You want to keep the protein around 0.8 grams per pound to 1 gram per pound. The protein is slightly less significant in bulking since you are in a surplus and you're not going to experience muscle wasting as long as you are maintaining an active lifestyle. Fats are the same. You want around 25 to 35% coming from fat, and then the rest of your calories coming from carbohydrates. And I'll put on an example of something how that would look. As far as training goes, during your cut, you want to be trying to maintain your strength as much as possible. This will help reduce muscle wasting again. Don't expect to get any PRs unless you're new to weightlifting, but the goal is to maintain your strength. So try to log, make sure if I'm getting X weight for 8 reps during my bulk, try to keep that weight for 7 to 8 reps during your cut. That'll help reduce muscle wasting. When you're bulking, however, you should see your lifts increase in either reps or weight, and that'll help pack on the muscle while you're in the bulk phase. And lastly, if you did find this helpful, I've made a document with pretty much everything that I've covered. I put it on my Patreon that I just made. Also, you can find a beginner program, 3-day program on there. It's completely free. Just sign up, download the document, and it'll be all yours.